Joining us for a conversation is Sean Kunkun, the CEO of Dolly Varden Silver. Mr. Kunkun, welcome to the show, sir.
Maurice, thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure to be speaking with you today, as Dolly Varden Silver has a number of exciting developments to provide shareholders. Before we begin, Mr. Kunkun, please introduce us to Dolly Varden Silver and the opportunity the company presents to shareholders.
Okay, thanks, Maurice. So Dolly Varden Silver is a precious metals focused company. We're focused in BC's Golden Triangle, and we've newly unified the Kitsault Valley Trend. And so as you can see here on the screen, we've got this 15-kilometer trend of prospective rocks in the Golden Triangle. We've identified as a total of 7 deposits. We currently have 1 million ounces of gold and 63 million ounces of silver in 43101 compliant reports. These are exceptionally high-grade deposits, and 2 of the deposits are past producers. So the Torbrit mine and the Dolly Varden mine have produced a combined 20 million ounces of silver at an average grade of about 500 grams per ton.
Dolly Varden is on a remarkable run, advancing one of the largest high-grade undeveloped precious metal assets in the world on the newly formed Kitsault Valley project, which is a consolidation of 2 highly prospective projects in the southern tip of the Golden Triangle, as you just outlined. Walk us through that project with Fury Gold Mines and the addition of the Homestake Ridge Gold Mine, sir.
Okay, thank you, Maurice. Yes, you're right. We have just completed a transaction where we've unified the Kitsault Valley Trend, and we've brought both of these assets under one ownership. And some of the benefits of this is an increased resource base, a larger consolidated land position, and the future potential of having 1 mill that's being supported by these multiple deposits. So in this part of the world, in BC's Golden Triangle here, Maurice, I'm here in Vancouver. The project is 16 hours by road in northwest BC. And as we look at the Golden Triangle's been home to a lot of M&A activity led by companies like Newcrest. So we've seen the Brucejack mine, which was Pretium, and the Red Chris deposit has now fallen under the ownership of Newcrest. So Newcrest is actively consolidating projects. We're at the southern end of the Golden Triangle here, and we are hosted in the same rocks that these big deposits like Skeena's SK Creek, like the Red Chris deposit, like KSM. So we're in a sub-basin of the Golden Triangle. We are sandwiched in between 2 towns, the town of Stewart and the town of Kitsault. So these are very, very mining-friendly towns, and we can pool labor from the existing towns. And then this is looking at the newly formed Dolly Varden Silver. So Maurice, when you and I first met and started talking, this was Dolly Varden. These 4 high-grade silver mines at the southern end of the property. The new Dolly Varden includes the newly acquired Homestake Ridge, which is 1 million ounces of gold, 19 million ounces of silver. So it complements our 44 million ounces of high-grade silver. As you can see on this image, we've got tremendous infrastructure. So we can barge equipment up through Alice Arm. We've got a road that goes right to the property. You'll probably notice that Hecla, who is a shareholder and had made a hostile takeover attempt at Dolly Varden in the past, owns a large concession to the east. We've got a road here that goes out to Terrace. And if I move my cursor up here, you can see Highway 37A just to the north. So tremendous infrastructure. And then looking here, Maurice, more specifically, focusing on the Dolly Varden project, I don't talk about the 100 occurrences. I only focus on the 7 deposits, but this was a border between the 2 projects. That's now been unified. These exploration targets that we had never tested in the past will be part of our focus for this year's drilling.
Oh, it sounds exciting. And since we last spoke, Dolly Varden has released some impressive high-grade assay results. What can you share with us?
Yeah, that's a great question, Maurice. So this is looking at our deposits. When you talk about the drill results from the 2021 program, the focus of that program was on the Dolly Varden side, in between Wolf and Torbrit. It was around Torbrit. So what I'm going to do for you here is I'm going to put up the drill holes that we drilled in 2021. And I just want to emphasize that in addition to the 5 kilometers that lie in between Wolf and Homestake Ridge, there's also big gaps on our program, on our side of the property that we can fill in. And the idea here is we're trying to fill in the gaps. Some of the characteristics of our main silver deposit is it's wide, it goes to surface, it's got 7 kilometers of underground workings, it's a past producer. But you asked me about drill success. These are some of the results here. 200 grams over 23 meters, 500 grams over 5 meters, 350 grams over 15 meters. So we're starting to step out, expand, and extend mineralization at Torbrit. This is the Wolf mine, which is about 2 kilometers away from Torbrit. This represents a 94 meter down dip extension, 1,500 grams per ton over 1.2 meters. But that result is within an interval of 214 grams over 17 and a half meters. So what I'm seeing here is this wide mineralized seafloor bottom that's come up is mineralized over 20 meters. And then we've got this epithermal overprint that's enriching, which is taking our average grades to about 300 grams per ton. But Maurice, the real breakthrough here is this sedimentary cap. We were not sure what was persisting below the sedimentary cap. Our geophysics had not, our aerial geophysics had not penetrated below the sedimentary cap. So we drill tested this, and the fact that this Torbrit horizon, this mineralization is persisting below the sedimentary cap opens up a whole new opportunity on the exploration side that has big implications to both Wolf, Torbrit, but also the newly acquired Homestake, specifically Homestake Silver. This is our resource. This has not been updated for 2 years. We've had 2 years of drilling, 20,000 meters of drilling. So after another season of drilling this year, this will be updated. And then just a quick look at the newly acquired Homestake side of the project, which is predominantly a gold system. These are the 3 deposits that make up Homestake Ridge. What you'll see here, Maurice, is this project has not been drill tested at depth. That's one of the big opportunities. So my goal this year will be to infill, to move inferred ounces to indicated ounces in this high-grade Homestake Silver and Homestake Main deposit, but also to drill at depth and test these extensions at depth. So this is the resource at Homestake, predominantly gold. You've got some silver credits as well. And then when we combine them, we've got a combined resource of 138 million ounces of silver equivalent, or 63 million ounces silver and 1 million ounces of gold.
Now, before we leave the project site, what can we expect in terms of news flow in the near future?
So, Maurice, we are in the final planning stages of a 30,000 meter drill program, which will see the company utilize 3 drill rigs right out of the gate. And so I anticipate 3 times more news this year than we had last season, 3 times the results. And we're in a great place in terms of our treasury, because if we're successful, we have the ability to even further expand that program, to go to 4 rigs, to go to 5 rigs, to go to 6 rigs. And, we're in a target-rich environment. We've got a foundational million ounce gold deposit, 63 million ounce silver deposit, but we have the real potential here is to potentially double that, to get, to go from 140 million ounces of silver equivalent, and the goal here is 300 million.
And speaking of foundation, the Kitsault Valley project also brought along some star power in the form of intellectual capital as you strengthened your technical team, advisory team, and board of directors. Please introduce us to your new team members.
Yeah, happy to do that, Maurice. So one of the things that I'm blessed with at Dolly Varden is I get to work with some of the smartest scientists. These are mining engineers. These are exploration geologists. And just to give you a quick look at that team here, so starting from our management team, Rob Van Egmont, a seasoned geologist that has spent a career making discoveries in precious metals, mainly focused in the Americas. We've got a fantastic advisory team: Kurt Allen, VPX of Hecla, Jody Gibson, who was just awarded 2020 Prospector of the Year from the Yukon Territory for all of his contributions to discoveries in the Yukon. Ryan Waymark, who's corporate development at NextGen. Ivan Bebic on the capital markets side. Ivan has sold multiple companies to majors. He's been an absolute entrepreneurial force in the junior mining sector. He's recently come on as an advisor. We're blessed to have Michael Henriksen, former Newmont geologist, current VPX for Fury, Tim Clark, the CEO of Fury, Jim Sabala, a rep from Hecla. Jim is a former chief financial officer for both Hecla and Coeur Mining. Rob McLeod, who's a native of Stewart and has sold multiple mining companies to majors. And so we've got this tremendous team with our director and chairman, Darren Devine. Darren is a lawyer that has started companies like K92. So we've got just a tremendous skills and experience matrix. So this is the right team to advance this company.
It's an all-star cast of team here. I have to commend you. Job well done here, sir. All right. Switching gears to the financing side of the house, Dolly Varden has just procured $5.3 million from Hecla, and they're also in the process of raising another $10 million through Haywood Securities. Congratulations. Can you tell us more about the transaction, sir?
Yeah. So talking about our shareholders and our financial our financial treasury right now. So we currently have 217 million shares issued and outstanding. 45% of the stock is held by corporates. So through the divestment of Homestake Ridge, Fury is a 36% shareholder. Hecla is a 10% shareholder. After the transaction, Hecla cut a $5.3 million check to maintain their 10.25% interest. 35% of the stock is held by institutions. These are some of the most astute precious metals investors on the planet: Crescat, US Global, Sprott Asset Management, Delbrook, Dundee. 10% is held by renowned investor Eric Sprott. We currently have $15 million in the treasury. We announced a $10 million financing. My goal is to close $13 million. These new shares are being printed at $1.02 a share, no warrants. This would be the highest priced financing in the history of the company at the highest valuation. We currently have $171 million market cap. After this financing, the company will have 230 million shares out. We'll have a $200 million market cap. But the great thing, Maurice, is still 85% of the stock is held by roughly 7 investors. So it's great structure. In terms of warrants, our warrants here are priced at $1.10. They expire in August, and 20% of them are held by Eric Sprott.
Well, I have to commend you. I know a number of CEOs would like to be in your position to have a financing at 25% premium by an institution.
Thanks, Maurice. And just so you know, we'll have a net treasury post-financing of over $25 million. So $25 million in the bank, no debt, 140 million ounces of silver in the ground, 7 shareholders who are committed to our efforts to advance this company, an all-star technical team, a safe mining jurisdiction where we've got size, grade in a safe jurisdiction, and we're at a point in the cycle where M&A activity is starting to pick up. And I talked about being in the Golden Triangle, and I talked about Newcrest and Newmont and Hecla and Yamana and Teck. There's a lot of activity that's occurring here, a lot of takeovers, and we're at a time where we're seeing increased M&A activity in the sector. So I have a lot of confidence that Dolly Varden is going to be successful on multiple fronts. We are going to continue to make discoveries. We're going to continue to grow the market cap of the company. We're going to continue to grow the share price of the company. We're going to continue to enhance mineral inventory, treasury, and ultimately, Maurice, one of 2 things are going to happen. We are going to develop this project, or a larger entity will take us out and develop this project.
Mr. Kun, for someone that wants to learn more about Dolly Varden Silver, please share the contact details.
So we're very active on Twitter. So at Silver Varden. We love talking to investors. We have a toll-free number set up, 1-800-321-8564. You can email us, info@dollyvardensilver.com. Go to our website, dollyvardensilver.com. Like I said, we've got a team here that is passionate about the project, loves talking about not only Dolly Varden, but we love the industry. We love what this industry can do for stakeholders, for investors. We're passionate about it, and so we'd love to hear from you.
Mr. Kun, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. Wishing you and Dolly Varden Silver the absolute best, sir.
The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.